And this was his first warm-up pitch before the first inning. It just ornery, right? I mean, that's kind of his thing, and that's.
Look at Madison Bumgarner.
To be ready to go.
That's right. Birdie reaches out, drives it to left, hits it well. Peralta back, and that's gone. Center field. Varsho.
Cutter to birdie on a 2-0 pitch, caught too much of the plate.
2-0 pitch, and Soler was trying to. This is Smith towards the line. Cooper takes a pitch at the knees. Bumgarner kind of flicks that hand over as if to say, where did it miss? And thus gets that call.
Yeah, and he's going to have to get those pitches to be effective.
He thought he had it. He missed just looking at the strike box. You got a young umpire out there, Ryan Wills. Herrera thought he had it too.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with Mad Bun doing that with a young umpire behind the plate, kind of puts the umpire on alert now. So he knows Mad Bum wants those pitches, and that's the way he's going to pitch on the outer edges.
2-2. This one to right. Smith is out there and makes the catch. 4 fly balls in the inning. 1 leaves the. And the crew chief, Adrian Gonzalez. Bumgarner coming off the mound, gesturing.
Something looked a little off. He wanted pitches. He didn't get him. He's kicking at the mound. He's doing the whole thing. Well, as we were going off the air and showing you the replay of the birdie home run, Madison Bumgarner got tossed. Let's give you some of the stuff here. Now, he didn't like this pitch to Garrett Cooper.
Yeah, look, he starts to walk off the mound. He thinks he got the called third strike. He didn't get the call. It was off the plate. Now he comes off the mound, and the umpire, probably not good timing to check at that particular time, right, which umpires do. And they got into it, and he got tossed.
Yeah, they have to check the pitchers after the innings.
He's furious.
And this was his first warm-up pitch before the first inning. It just ornery, right? I mean, that's kind of his thing, and that's one of the reasons why we love him. But, you know, then he didn't get that call later in the inning. He says whatever he says. He's not happy. Then he finally gets the inning over. You got to check his hand. Can't read lips from here, and probably don't want to, even if we could. But he ends up getting thrown out, and he had to be restrained by what, 3 or 4 Diamondbacks personnel.
Yeah.
Dan Bellino threw him out right there. That was that. So 1 inning of work. And then that's where he really started to lose it.
To get tossed that quickly and this early in the game, he must have used the magic word to Bellino, because it didn't take long for Dan Bellino to throw him out.
Right there. And so that was not the home plate umpire that tossed him out. That's the first base umpire, right? Dan Bellino?
Yeah, and I think he threw him out. The first base umpire is the one who threw him out. The home plate umpire, Bumgarner, had a couple words with him after to end the inning, but you know, obviously when they were checking his hands, he must have exchanged a couple words there.
So this was essentially an ejection when his hand was checked. He was obviously steamed at the home plate umpire, and then the search of his hand. Now look, if we could go back and watch the search of the hand again. This was the last pitch that he made. Has a few words for the home plate umpire.
He's probably telling him, I got to have those pitches.
So obviously with that sequence, that's the first time we've seen that view. It's not for something on the hand.
Yeah, and Bellino was just waiting for him to say something the whole time. I mean, just check his hands and walk away, it's over.
There's no real official protocol for checking the hand of a pitcher, but this is how it always goes. Just a look.
So remember in our last ejection, we said these things are a chain of critical events, a buildup. We have Arizona getting on Wills last night, and Torey Lovullo specifically continuing to harp on Wills, even though the umpires eventually got that call right on that play. Today you have Bumgarner yelling and gesturing at Wills after the first inning, wanting pitches clearly outside to be called strikes and saying who knows what. It looked to me like this was some kind of an extension of what we saw last night in the respect of senior umpires protecting the younger Wills. It just looked like a stand that is facilitated in part by MLB having these sticky substance checks, that when they instituted it last season, we said it increases the likelihood of ejection for pitchers who just argued balls and strikes moments earlier, whether it's the pitcher continuing their argument or the umpire initiation. By putting them close together next to each other, you increase the likelihood of further animosity.
What an interesting situation this could be if there's a balls and strikes dispute that they have with the plate umpire, and the plate umpire comes over and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I actually have to check you for foreign substances. That could be really fun.
And it looks like, adding it all together, we got one of those ejections that we predicted could very well happen when MLB decided, hey, we're going to add these inspections to the game.
So this was essentially an ejection when his hand was checked. He was obviously steamed at the home plate umpire, and then the search of his hand